Hello, my most amazing artists. So today you're going to get your Wayne Thiebaud inspired cupcakes back. They are fresh out of the kiln, so I hope that we are able to get the top and bottom out of there. But right now, I know some of them are still 300 degrees. I'm waiting for it to cool down. But right now, your bottoms are at least all done. They are now no longer clay, they are ceramic. So that's what it's called. When it gets fired, it turns into ceramic. It goes through a chemical and physical change and becomes this ceramic, and that's why it turns white, because all the moisture gets out of it, gets really, really hot, that gray turns to white. And now it's ready to be painted. Now, it's not paint, it's called something called glaze. It's something that I buy for you guys. It's really expensive, but it's gonna really make your pieces super, super nice. So all of the glazes are labeled. The reason for that is because they're gonna look different than when you paint them on. So today you're gonna get a bucket or a tray of glazes that are all labeled, and you will also get a bin with sponges and brushes. The reason for the sponges is, well, this one's to clean your table, but the little ones are to clean your brushes, because we don't want water with this glaze. It's a little different than paint. We don't wash our brushes normally. Once you dip in the glaze, you can clean your brush off by just twisting those bristles nicely, not too hard to pull them out, on the sponge, and then change to your other color. Now, I do recommend painting each piece one color. One is for the sake of time, and also because you have to do 2 coats. If you decide to do a bunch of colors, it's going to be really hard to keep track of how many coats you've done on what part. So I suggest doing 1 color on the bottom, 1 color on the icing top, and if you have time, you can go back and add details with other colors on top, maybe using a smaller brush. So I would suggest starting with a larger brush to start with, coat all of it with 1 coat. You'll notice that it dries very, very quickly. Also, make sure that you have the piece with your name and class code on the bottom. I want to make sure you don't get somebody else's on accident. Now, you've seen a picture of how mine looked before when I painted it, and now I just pulled it out of the kiln, and this is how it looks. So you'll notice that it's really chalky and pastel color, very light when you paint it onto your white ceramic piece, but they're going to go into the fire again. They're going to be fired again for a second time, which makes that paint turn into that shiny glaze. It's almost like glass. Because it's like glass, this could break very easily, so you need to be very, very careful when you're painting it. Only rules about painting is that you get 2 coats on there so that it comes out really, really nice, and also that you do not paint the bottom. Don't paint the bottom of your pinch pot. Don't paint the bottom of your lid. The reason is because when that glaze goes in the kiln, it gets really hot and starts to melt on there to make it glassy. Now, they're going to sit down like that, and if you glaze the bottoms, they're going to stick to there. They're going to stick on the kiln, and we don't want that to happen or they'll break. So make sure you do not glaze these bottoms. And just everything you see when they're sitting in 2 separate pieces. They do need to be 2 separate pieces to dry. That's about it. Once you do 2 coats on both, put them on the poster with your name on them. All right, everybody, have fun today.